Good morning, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you, and thank you for joining us on today's session on location intelligence for modern retail and insights for retailers. I'm Neha Kumar, and I'll be your host for today's webinar. In today's session, we will share how location intelligence can help retail organizations in their business growth. We'll also be showcasing some real-world use cases and giving you a glimpse of how our platform works. We have here with us today a panel of experts from Esri India who will walk you through these concepts with live demos and insights. We have here with us Mr. Vibhu Sinha, Head Solutions Group Commercial Division, Ms. Krishnendu MB, Senior Engineer Pre-Sales, Vidushi Pandey, Senior Engineer Pre-Sales, Sri Bhadra HR, Senior Engineer Pre-Sales, and Vedika Viswas, Engineer EIC Managed Services. Before we begin, just a few housekeeping notes. The session will last approximately for 45 to 60 minutes. Please feel free to post your questions in the Q&A panel anytime during the sessions. We will address them as many as possible towards the end of the session. And this webinar is being recorded. We'll be sharing the recording with you after this session. So without any further ado, let's get started. I would like now to hand it over to Mr. Vibhu Sinha to kick off today's session. Over to you, Vibhu. Thank you.
Thank you, Neha, and a very warm welcome to all the participants, all the audiences who have joined us. Uh, so, um, you know, Interesting subject, location analytics in retail. But before we get into that, let us quickly understand what Esri India and Esri is all about. The very first question is why we do it. Why did we, probably 50 years back, why did we choose to get into location analytics or the business of mapping? The reason was because we've always believed that location is something which helps unlock data's full potential everywhere, be it a private organization. We've been working very closely with governments across the globe, here in India as well. And what do we do to support that location journey which our organization takes up? We build world's most powerful location intelligence and spatial analytics software. Probably some of you have heard the name ArcGIS. Uh, some of you who are from core retail groups may not have heard of it, but it is a very powerful tool which helps you visualize your uh, data in a spatial context. We have been the market leaders in GIS for over 50 years, and India, we have a presence of 28 years plus. Globally, if you look at us, we have been, you know, uh, you know, uh, adapted and used by more than 5 lakhs organizations globally, and a lot of them are state governments and a very good number of private organizations across the globe. So moving ahead, if I was talking about if I had all this information, so what would I do with that with a location perspective? Why do I need uh, a data or my business data in a location perspective? The reason is because maps communicate. They help you see your business in a spatial context, where your business is performing, or where do I have some scope to grow. Uh, it helps me, you know, take my decision faster and in a better manner, and definitely helps improve communications. So imagine a scenario. You want to tell your teams in eastern part of India, you need to focus on a particular set of districts. You'll probably send a name, or you'll probably send the pin codes. But what if they were able to see that performance metrics, right? Uh, I think we received an input from someone, from Suman, I believe, that there are some difficulties in hearing. Uh, is the audio clear and crisp throughout? Everyone is fine? Fair enough. So I think we'll continue with that. So the reason is I would, if I was able to send that information that we have uh, regions in eastern part of India which require more focus. So if I'm able to see that in a thematic pattern, which of the districts require a lot more attention, or which part of a particular district is actually weak in terms of retail growth, or the consumer demand is just not getting driven enough in that particular area. So if I have that visualization on map, so my regional leaders, my field staffs, they can actually go work out a regional micro market strategy to actually drive revenue better. And all of this, it eventually increases efficiency. So next, if I was going to talk about what sort of decisions would I take up in retail using this data? So decision, a very simple decision could be something like, where should I set up my next store? Do I want to set up my next store in an area where there is, good demographic coverage? What kind of, customer segmentation am I catering to? What kind of products am I positioning? If I'm someone who is selling to the high street segment, or, let's say societal segment A and B, uh, would I want to set up that store in an area which is dominated by societal segment, let's say E and F, or probably area dominated by, let's say, blue collar workers, right? So I understand my SKU prices. I understand the kind market segmentation I want to target. This solution will help me identify the areas or the go-to places where I can go and set up that store. How many customers will I be able to target? So the societal profile is good in that particular area, but what is the, population density across there? Consider Lutyens in Delhi, right? Extremely good societal pattern, but is the density good enough for me to go and invest in that particular area? No, probably I would like to set up somewhere on the fringes. Which part of the fringes? This platform will help you identify. I took an example of Lutyens Delhi because we are connected to you from NCR, but you could pick up, any high street area in your city, MG roads in most of the cities. Uh, you know, the same problem. Which end of the MG road, or which end of the, you know, uh, we have a typical, MG roads and civil society, civil societies set up in every city. So which part of that particular area you would want to flourish? Or how do I set up my dealer or distribution network? So I would like to consider cost. I would like to consider coverage, the catchment areas which might be catered to by my dealer or distribution network. So these kind of decisions, once I have a location perspective for my area, I would be much more confident in taking these decisions, and eventually this will drive my customer demand. So when I talk about customer demand, how is it driven? So that we'll see in our next slide, which talks about how these decisions are taken and how do we enrich our analysis. So GIS helps in visualizing our data in a layered fashion. So here it is a very simple schematic where we are seeing uh, your data. When I see your data, it is data which is coming in from you. Uh, Demographic is something which we'll bring in. Lifestyle data is something which you already have with us. And then business data is data coming in from your information, data coming in from some of your, uh, you know, competitors, like where their locations are, the POI, point of interest information, right? So we have these layered formats, layered information available, and GIS is capable enough of bringing in into a unified visualization. We bring it in, we create, infographics on top of this. We are able to create various thematic maps. We are able to show you how your business is performing with a very crisp and clear identification of, your areas of strength and your areas of improvement. Where do we have our white spaces? Where do I need to expand actually? And if we implement it well enough, we would be able to see that, what kind of revenue forecast could be achieved in a particular area if you plan to set up your uh, outlet there. Next, what kind of solutions do we offer for this? Our our primary solution for this offering or for this sector is ArcGIS Business Analyst for India. Uh, so as the name itself signifies, this is something which we have tailor-made for Indian markets. Indian markets are unique. The challenges are very different from rest of the world. Uh, one challenge, addresses. So you ran a onboarding, customer onboarding campaign, and you have your customer detail and their addresses, but the addresses are, all over the, you know, all over the place. So someone is writing Mumbai, someone is writing Bombay, spellings are off. We'll see that in our sessions moving ahead. How do we clean up those addresses? And once you clean up those addresses, how do we actually geocode and bring your customer data onto GIS platform? So you bring your business data, the data about your customers, what kind of uh, ticket size they are carrying. Bring that with geographic data, which we are bringing in with ArcGIS Business Analyst for India. This data comes with the customer, expenditure patterns, customer segmentation, point of interest, administrative boundaries across India. Uh, apart from that, you could have, a lot of data coming in from Living Atlas, so which gives you various environmental patterns as well. So is your business something which will get impacted by heavy rains or harvesting seasons? Probably we can have that insight as well. So you have all this data coming in to you. You have analytical workflows, which is the core capability of ArcGIS platform. Together, these components help you achieve some actionable insights. And as we have been talking about, these components, uh, they help you simply thrive your business better. So some of the, glimpses of the data sets which we have. So you could have, POI data in terms of automotive dealers, banks, business park, cafe or pub. Why do we need this information? Ever thought about this? I'll give an example. So a couple of days back, I was going to buy something from a high street fashion retail outlet. Now, as it happens, uh, in most of the high street retail zones, we have multiple outlets or more than one outlet. The reason I wanted to go to a particular outlet because they had a cafe nearby. Idea was to park somewhere near the cafe, grab a cup of coffee, and then go out and shop all I want. So location did play a role there. So it's not only your location. What all what all do we have around your establishment or around your um, place of establishment? So we'll be talking about these. We'll be seeing all these examples as we move ahead. But before we move ahead, we would request you to uh, take out your mobile devices and quickly help us with this poll. This will help us understand your current, uh, uh, you know, uh, your current uh, location strategy or how location aware your business is. So please help us with this. We'll probably take a minute or so for you to complete your polls and post that. My colleagues, Krishnendu, Bidushi, Bedika, and Sribhadra, they will take you through a very impressive demonstration and walkthrough of business analyst capabilities. So we'll take a pause for a couple of seconds, and thereon Krishnendu will take up.
So we have actually received a question here, Vibhu. The question is, what is the base data used for population? Since the census is not done, is not yet done. Would you like to answer that question, please?
Very pertinent question. Thank you for this question. I'm not sure who is the uh, intended recipient of the answer, but I think this is something which helps everyone out here. So the census was obviously it is more than 15 years old now, the information from the census, but then Registrar General of India they have released an empirical model to assess and uh, extrapolate the population and demographic metrics for the year up to 2036. So we have used those metrics and we have brought in that information into a platform. So that component is in line with the government uh, expectation and government's assessment on the current demographic growth patterns. And if it helps you, if it helps you, uh, I would say, it assert your trust in the platform. So Esri is the platform of choice for the current census, which is going to start in a couple of months. So ArcGIS would be supporting the census journey in this decade as well. And we hope this time the census would be much more faster in a fully digital mode, and we'll be having the census outcomes very soon. And as soon as they are available, we'll be one of the first ones to bring that into our business analyst offering. So I believe that did answer your question. Now I would request Krishnendra to please continue with the overall presentation and demonstration of the uh, tool capabilities and how it is supporting the retail operations across India. Krishnendu, over to you.
Thanks, Vibhu. So we already discussed a couple of details about our platform and how it is going to help us to do better location intelligence in our business. And all these things which we discussed is applicable across industries, be it retail, commercial real estate, utilities, or public or private sector. Among this, today we are focusing on the retail industry. The location intelligence for business decisions in retail is a continuous process, and also it is applicable based on in which area currently your business is in. Suppose you are in a strategic planning stage, you might be looking into the market expansion or a targeted marketing. Or when you are in a market optimization stage, you will be looking for a suitability analysis to open the right store location or to identify where are the gaps in my current retail business. Or if you are in a stage where you want to monitor performance based on your geography or location, you will be using the market performance monitoring or even market comparison along with competitor analysis. Or if you are in a very later stage where you are checking for business reporting with geographical intelligence, you will be looking for operational monitoring along with risk assessment or periodical reporting. In all these sectors, GIS or ArcGIS is going to play a very key role along with the demographic data and other business insights along with your business data. But the foundation here is going to be the maps. As we are talking about location, maps are going to be your foundational location insights where you will be starting with where my stores are located or how the demography I'm getting serving in or what are the kind of facilities around my current business facility or where I am going to start a new business. The POIs and other demographic information is going to help us to do all these things. So here, to have a quick demonstration on how we can do this, I'm handing over the session to Bidushi.
Now that we have got a theoretical overview, let us walk through a real-time demonstration of how ArcGIS Business Analyst actually works. So this is our ArcGIS Business Analyst web platform, which allows you to directly import your Excel file and visualize it in the form of map. So you can also add your web map and or web layers, and you can also choose from our custom data sets that is available. You can use your own data and in the map and plot it in the map. Now that you have understood where your stores are located, let us understand what are the demographics and what is the geography of this region, where it is exactly placed. So for that, the tool will ask you to select your area of interest and the level of details that you want. So for this one, I'm selecting Bhubaneswar and village and ward boundaries as a level of details. Now, from the list of the variables that is available with us, you can select any of the variables that is of your interest and matches with your business needs. For now, I'm selecting total population, where where in the down below it is showing you the summary of what are the top 5 populated regions in the area, where you can also visualize and add parameters. So for a time being, I am adding purchasing power to understand the relationship between both the variables. What are the regions where people with high purchasing power, purchasing capacity are actually staying. So you can see the relationship legend in the below, where the brown is actually showing where the population is also high, and as well as the purchasing power, followed by the blue one, which is showing that the population is actually high in those region where but the purchasing power of the population is not that good. So so the focus needs to be on the areas according to your business needs. Now that you have understood the demographics, you can also understand that what are the facilities, amenities, business points that are available near your business or near your store location. So we do have 4 million 10 million plus point of interest available with us. Among that, for the timing, I'm selecting shopping mall. You can choose any of the point of interest available. All you need to do is search the variables and you can see those points directly on the map. So right now you can see clusters of point in the map, where if you keep on zooming, and you will be exactly seeing the location. You can also change the legend and look and feel of it. So when you are combining our color coded map and our POI search, you can combine these data trends together and understand and make a real-time decision, which is more smarter and spatially informed. Thank you. Moving forward to Krishnan.
Thanks, Vidushi. So now our foundation is done. Now next part is doing the strategic planning for our retail business. When we are thinking about the strategic planning, the first thing is identifying and understanding our customer location. So the customer analysis is going to play a very key role here. We can identify the customer addresses, geocode them, and identify the behavior of customers. And the next thing will be the territory planning. Once we have our customers identified, now we have to divide these territories in a very balanced manner, so that each and every of our regional officers or salesperson can manage them in a very good fashion and bring the best of the margins out of the business. And the next part will be the targeted marketing. Now everyone is moving towards the digital marketing era, where we have to identify the right geography to do the right marketing for the products we are launching. The targeted marketing with GIS is going to help us to with this use case. And finally, every retail is also having an online retail arm nowadays, and the delivery model to have in an optimal fashion is going to help us to reduce our cost or investment in the delivery part, and identify us the best way to serve our customer to have a best customer experience. Now let us take a look into a demonstration of the same, of all these things, how it is going to attribute in the retail business. And let us take a quick demonstration of the same with Sribhadra on the customer location analysis.
Thanks, Krishnendu. Retail sector deals with thousands of customer addresses, but most of the time they come in non-standardized format. These kinds of addresses usually come in through online orders or survey, and they are tough to map or use effectively. That's where address normalization helps. It cleans up the addresses, making it easy to understand, locate, and use. Here I am having 100 customer records in a Bangalore collected as part of an online survey. And as you can see that these addresses lack consistency, clarity, and even contain spelling errors. To maintain reliable consumer records, I need to normalize these addresses, and manually doing it requires a lot of time. But we can automate the whole process using GOA model within ArcGIS. GOA is basically the integration of GIS and advanced technologies like AI. In this workflow, we are using a GIA model connected to the generative models like GPT. And let's see how well the model performs on our data. So here I have given an input which is having short forms and even it has incorrect spellings. Let's check how the model gave the normalized address. In the result, I got a more complete address and even it corrected the spelling mistakes as well. Now we can use the tools within ArcGIS to automate the workflow for all the customer records I had. In this tool, we can select our layer, select the address field and give a prompt. And let's take a closer look at the result we have got. And this is the result we have got. And you can see that inconsistent or missing parts have been filled. All the incorrect spellings have been corrected and transformed it into a more normalized format. And I can use this for maintaining a reliable set of consumer records. And we can see two customer locations quickly. We can zoom in and pan to one particular location. And here you are seeing on the right side the non-normalized address in red color, and on the and in the green color you are seeing the corresponding normalized address given by the model. So you can see that all the incorrect spellings and the short forms in the address have been corrected by the model, and we can check other location as well. So like this, the simple GIA workflow in ArcGIS transformed messy, inconsistent address into clean, standardized ones. By ensuring accurate and consistent location data, retailers and service providers can improve delivery, customer engagement, and planning. Now we have mapped our customers. Let's take a look into what more we can have. I'm handing over the session back to Krishnendu.
Thanks, Sribhadra. Now we saw how quickly we were able to standardize our customer addresses and geocode them. Now, once the addresses are there, now next part for us is to standardize our territories. For that, here I am taking an example of Maharashtra. I have my head office situated in Pune and other regional offices. Now, these regional offices are currently mapping a clubbed set of districts. So let us see how the current territory is. When we are seeing this geographically, it is like more or less same. Equal kind of geography is distributed among the people. But when we are seeing the balanced population, it is not actually balanced. It's like very uneven. And like one regional office is handling very high number of population like territory 3, and territory 4 is handling very low number of population. In this kind of situation, we can use a territory design tool within ArcGIS to balance this. Here we can add our variables, be it our population or sales potential or any other point of interest we have. And then we can add our seed points as our region locations and balance the variable. Now, once this is done, let us see how the territories are changing. Now, visually, the territories might look like it is unbalanced, but let us take a look into how actually the population is getting distributed here. From the previous result, this territory is better balanced and each regional offices are having kind of balanced kind of population to address. In this way, we can balance our territory based on different variables, based on the sales potential, historical sales or population, and give equal kind of load to our regional salespeople or regional offices. And in this way, we can balance our sales in a better way. So in this, we already saw the territory planning. Now next part is how we can do an optimal model. So once the territories are done, now here I have taken one of my territory. In that territory, the Mumbai region I am having. Here I have already used the address standardization for the customers and I have geocoded the customers. Now all these customers, I need to do the deliveries in a very good fashion so that my customer experience is going to be good. So when we talk about the customer delivery, we follow multiple approaches. Sometimes we have large delivery points and small delivery points. How ArcGIS is going to help in this way? Here we have created a model creation tool in which you can input your customer points and later then you can set your limit of delivery and minimum of maximum number of customers required to set up a hub there. So here first we are given a micro delivery point setup where 500 meters is the periphery for the cluster and minimum 100 to 500 customers I need to set up a point there. It can be a Kirana store or any other dark store setup we need to have there. And suppose if I need a large delivery point to cater to these micro points as well as to the other customers, I can set up a different parameter here. Something like 4 kilometer is the delivery periphery, along with maximum 1,000 customers in that. So once these things are done, we have run these tools here. Model 1 I am having in the left side and model 2 on the right side. Let us take a look into the model 2 first. So here, as we discussed, I have given something like a 500-meter periphery, 100 to 500 customers. Now, all these customers are clustered into 6 different groups. And these small groups will be delivered by either a small dark store or a Kirana store. Now, leftover, we are having a huge number of outliers of customer here, right? These customers are going to be mapped into a large delivery point, again with the help of the same tool with different set of parameters. So in that case, we are getting 2 major large delivery points. And these large delivery points are going to cater to the small delivery points along with the outlier customers. Now, let us take a look into a different perspective here. If I increase the periphery for my small delivery points, is it going to make a better model for my delivery, which can be cost efficient, where I can save more of my ROI? So for that, here we are going to give a different set of parameters, like from 500 meter, here I'm going to change to 1 kilometer as my periphery. And the number of points I'm keeping the same, 100 to 500 customers. In this case, if you see, I can manage most of my customers with 13 small delivery points. So 13 micro delivery points or Kirana stores is going to serve my customers, which is going to be more efficient as their proximity is very low. And now I have some outlier customers, which I can actually manage by just single LDP. The single large delivery point is going to help me to manage all these outlier customers, as well as this point can cater to all the micro delivery points with a simple morning routing of my goods. So as we are talking about the morning routing of goods, this also we will see. But visually, I am saying that, okay, model 1 is good, model 2 might not be good, but is it actually correct? To check this fact also, we can set up simple spatial analysis tools here. So here we are doing a rate model creation tool. The rate comparison tool is custom created for this particular use case, where I can put my 2 model layers, my micro model layers and large delivery model layers, and even I can manually customize each and every time. If I geographic base, if I have a rate difference, I can simply put that rates here, the micro delivery point rate, large delivery point rate, which is usually high. And all these things, once I give, I can simply run this tool. And this tool is going to tell me what is the kind of model mix rate it is generating. So the model mix rate for the first one was high, which we saw. It was like 44,000. And the model mix rate for the second was 57,000. So it is like a very drastic difference for just for a simple area. When we are doing this kind of deliveries on a daily basis on a pan-India based business, this is going to be a very high margin. In this way, ArcGIS can help you to identify the right model for your delivery business, and also to identify what is going to be the approximate cost for this kind of a delivery. And once these things are done, now next, how we can do a efficient routing to deliver to these customers. In this case, ArcGIS also comes with the data of actual road network, which you can utilize for your routing. So here we are utilizing a vehicle routing problem from our large delivery point, how efficiently we can deliver the goods to the small delivery cluster heads. So this tool is helping me to identify that I just need 2 trucks to deliver these kind of goods, and that also within a morning slot. And in similar way, we can also identify the actual delivery roads needed from the small cluster micro delivery points to each and every customers. And in this way, you might have already seen now how ArcGIS is quickly helping us to identify and solve our very complex delivery problems. Now, moving forward, as we have already mapped our customers, all these things are done. But when we are actually getting into the market, doing the right kind of marketing or advertisement is very important. So for that also, ArcGIS is going to help us with the inbuilt data coming with the ArcGIS Business Analyst. Here we are taking the demography and spending patterns, and this is going to help me to identify the right kind of geographical area where right kind of people are there for my advertisement. For example, here I'm launching something only looking forward as customers as high earning urban professionals. So this is showing me the red area is having more number of high earning urban professionals, and the lighter red is having less, and towards the yellow it is very low. So now when I'm doing my geolocation based marketing, I can concentrate on this area where the red hex bins are more. And this kind of marketing we can do based on different kind of polygons. Here we have, for example, taken a hex bin only. And suppose when we are discussing about something like we are looking forward a population above age 15 plus, and I'm launching something for the clothing industry. So in this case, I can do a bivariate analysis where I can take both this variable and together I can map and identify the right location for this kind of a marketing or targeted advertisement. Here the light to dark pink is showing the population, and light to blue is showing the clothing spend they are having. And when both these things are together high, it is showing the high blue color. Now these areas I can take and do my marketing there to identify the right kind of customers for the advertisement. Now all these things we saw on the area of Mumbai. But now everyone might be thinking that Mumbai is a tier 1 city and it is easy to identify all these things. But RGS is not limited to in this way. We can also do this kind of analysis in tier 1, tier 2, or even tier 3 cities. Here we have taken an example of Kochi, where I am kind of launching an item which is targeted in the age between 15 to 29. So I have mapped this thing here, and now I can see the darker blue areas are the concentration is high of this kind of people, and I can target this market for my product launch. This way, RGS will help us to do all these kind of things and help us to identify the right market. Now I'm handing over the session back to Bidushi for the market optimization part.
Thank you, Krishnendu, for the great insights into the customer location and strategic planning. Taking it forward, let us look at how we can analyze our stores network and market to make a smarter retail decisions. So the first would be we were talking about market coverage. This basically helps us understand our existing store and how they are basically serving the population. Using tools like drive time or buffer distance, we can we can visualize exactly where what are the areas that currently the stores are not covering, and where are the gaps that is present in the region. This is especially useful for planning service territories, deliveries, or even deciding where to strengthen your presence. Next is our cannibalization analysis, which is something that is very easy to overlook. When opening up a new store, there is always a risk that it could pull businesses from existing ones nearby. This analysis helps us map our overlapping trade areas and assess how much customers base can be shared. It's a key to ensure that each of the new stores add value without hurting the existing performance. Next one would be gap analysis, which is also known as void analysis or white space analysis. This helps us to identify the areas where the market is actually strong and there is a lot of potential. Those are the regions which are unserved, and there are opportunity for you to first move your business. Now comes the market suitability analysis. Think of it as a scoring different locations based on what matters the most to your brand. So by giving multiple weightages to the factors or the demographics that we are actually interested in, we can quickly analyze the promising areas for your new stores and tailor based on your business needs and requirements. So without further delay, so let me just show you how it is done. So together, when you are combining all the analysis, you will be able to finally receive locations for best locations for your market opening. So now imagine that you are a retail planning brand and you are planning to expand. So you are looking out for the most suitable region for your new store opening. To make your decision smarter and data driven, we have broken the entire demo into 3 key steps. First, we will analyze the current store presence and performance. Next, we will explore the surrounding demographics and the nearby business activities. And finally, we will use the information to identify the most strategic location for your next store business. So this is our ArcGIS Pro interface, where moving towards the first step, where we are analyzing that what are the current store available in the region. So once you have plotted your existing store location, you can understand that where are your customers located and how far are your customers located from your store. So to do that, I am plotting the customers in the map to understand how far are they actually located. So once I have plotted the customer's presence, now let's understand that how far are they located and how much they need to travel to reach the store. To do that, I am using a drive time tool, where which allows us to and give us a distance from how far they are actually coming from. So the blue ones are representing in where the customers are coming less than 12 minutes, where the yellow ones are more than that. So we can roughly say that the coverage of the entire region and could be more or less 15 minutes driving time from the store, and the customers are usually coming from that periphery. Now that we have kind of understood that what is the current coverage and where are the customers are approximately coming from and where are the spaces that is still left. Now let's understand the demographics of the entire region. But we can see that there are a lot of customers which are actually coming from the center, where both the stores they can reach within the same time. So to understand that, we have ran our measure cannibalization tool, which basically allows you to give and understand the overlapping trade areas. So there might be a possibility that one of your stores might be killing the business of other stores. So once you got an understanding of how much area is actually cannibalized and what is the current existing presence, let us move towards the segment number 2, where we will be understanding the demographics of the region. To do that, I am using multiple point of interest, where in which we include points like how many facilities are available, where are the shopping malls present, where are the food joints present, where the restaurants are available, what is the location, how far the metro station or any other facilities that you expect is from your store location. So once you are done with analyzing those point of interest available near you, let's just analyze the demographics. So for this one, I have considered the youth population, mainly 15 to 29 kind of population, and how much they are actually spending on food, how much they are actually spending on clothing, how whether they are coming from a lower what is the background, where they're coming from a lower middle class, or they are actually a high earning group people, and many other. So after analyzing the entire thing, we have kind of divided the entire region into 3 segments basis on the potential, where the green ones are reflecting the areas which are demographically very rich compared to the ones in orange color. So you can click on any of the demographics to understand the about the region. Now that you have understood that how the demographic is basically aligned, let us understand that what are the areas where the potential is actually there, but they don't they currently are not covering. So those are the basically will be our white spaces. So once you have understood the areas to focus on, so right now you can see in the screen the white spaces that are available are being shaded out in gray color, where now but white spaces looks very big. In that white space, where should I go and settle up? So to to solve that problem, we can basically further create multiple grids and do more deeper level of analysis. So I am considering 2 square kilometers grids, which allows you to basically visualize the area and understand the region in more depth. So the green ones are basically reflecting the areas with high potential, and each of these grids are having a scoring of basis on the demographical parameters. So as you have understood that the green ones are the areas that you should focus on, let the tool suggest you few of the stores to best stores or best location to open up your new store. So 1, 2, and 3 locations are being suggested as a best location to open up a new stores. Now let me jump on to the next analysis, where we will be understanding the market performance, where you can basically understand how is your sales is performing. So for you can understand the year-on-year growth. You can combine your demographic variables along with your sales data to understand the performance. Now comes the market comparison part, where which is basically a side-by-side tool, and or maybe a two city or two stores format, where you can compare one site with the another site and get the insights. You can also analyze your competitors' presence. Knowing where your competitors is actually very crucial, and understanding what is the proximity from your store location plays a vital role in any business decisions. You can also set up the benchmark for any region, to understand that what are the areas you should which is best, and what are the how low the other areas are performing, and what are the regions that are above that benchmark region. So
Thanks, Vidushi. Now, the next part is the business marketing part. The business reporting is very crucial for us to conclude and how well our business are performing, to understand this part. The first part here is the operational monitoring. So in the slide itself, you can see there is a screenshot of operational monitoring there, where we are able to navigate from one location to another. These kind of indoor GIS models are going to help us to do our operational monitoring in a very better way. In these cases, we can monitor our facilities, our different stores or warehouses from different places, from the geographical perspective as well as from the indoor perspective. In this way, operational monitoring will give us a dynamic updates what is happening on the ground, and all these things decision makers can monitor from their office itself. The next part here is going to be the risk assessment. The risk assessment is also very crucial, like the kind of IoT devices you have placed on your warehouses or the stores are going to help us with this. We can integrate CCTV, temperature or moisture or any other IoT real-time data with ArcGIS, and this will help us to do the risk assessment part. And this is going to help us to monitor our stores from a remote area and manage and take control over whenever there is an anomaly. And finally, last but not least, the business reporting, the periodic reporting part is going to help us to generate the report based on geography of different stores or even different locality, and compare them to take and understand the insights for an insight-based decision making. In this way, overall, RGS is going to help us for the business reporting, and as well as this cycle of location insight for business decision will be continuing over time. Whenever your data is getting updated, this will be getting updated on a dynamic base. The dashboards, all these things will be getting updated, and you can manage and monitor your entire market from strategic planning to the business reporting or market optimization or performance monitoring. All these things you can do with the help of location intelligence. Now we saw some quick demonstration how all these things happened. Now the next question is where we are going to do all these things. What are the kind of deployment options we are having for this software? We do have multiple options, but a quick and easy option is to opt for a managed cloud. Now let us discuss with help of Vedika how Esri India managed cloud is going to help us to deploy this kind of a setup. Over to Vedika.
Thank you, Krishnendu. Hello, everyone. As we have already got to know what about the location intelligence and its benefits through our previous speakers, let's now understand where this whole solution will be running. So mainly this solution will be running in the cloud platforms like AWS, Azure, GCP, Google Cloud, which is highly available and scalable, offering you with the GPU computing power, then the ample storage and scalable infrastructure, which is required to handle all these massive geospatial datasets and run the AI models efficiently. Now, cloud technologies play a key role over here by providing you with the scalable, secured, and the cost-effective storage, making it easier to manage and process large volumes of geospatial data without investing in physical hardware or any kind of additional IT staff. Also, they support tools like the ArcGIS Business Analyst to deliver the insights on the customer behavior, market potential, and the site performances too. Now, using cloud for location intelligence also has three kinds of benefits. First is the scalability. You can easily handle growing data from the multiple locations and sources. Second is the real-time processing, which means that monitoring retail performances and trends as they happen. And lastly, the integration with the big data, combining spatial data with customer sales and the market data sets for the deeper insights. Now, only having the cloud will not share your purpose. So for that, Esri India has a dedicated team of cloud experts who not only will support your cloud journey, but also ensure it runs smoothly and securely. Now, moving on to the next slide, we'll see that Esri India offers comprehensive managed services that ensure your GIS systems are also operational, updated, and secured. Next slide. Our team comprises Esri certified as well as cloud certified professionals who will be helping with infrastructure management. Can you please move to the next slide, please? So as I said, that we have a comprehensive managed services that ensure your GIS systems are also operational. So our team comprises Esri certified as well as the cloud certified professionals who will be helping us with the infrastructure management, where we take care of the servers, hardwares, and the network. Then the application and data management, where from deployments to updates and data integration, everything is covered. Also, with the security compliances we provide, because the security of your data is a priority for us. Then also 24/7 technical and proactive monitoring support is provided through our solution, that is the ArcGIS Monitor, as well as there are other cloud native technologies used too. We also have decent SLAs to ensure the business continuity. Now moving on forward to the next slide. We have the major cloud providers that are widely trusted, like the Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud Platform. Also, the other cloud providers, such as we have the Oracle Cloud Interface, GeoAzure. Now, in the next slide, we'll see the components of the managed services, where we have the standard services on the left and the advanced services on the right. So I'll be explaining few of these, such as the help desk support and the 24/7 monitoring. We also have the end-to-end application support. Then the complete solution will also be based upon the security compliances. The system will also be designed as per the Esri's security best practices, and we also provide with the disaster recoveries for the setup to ensure the continuity during any unexpected events. Now, we also help with the performance tuning, scaling, and the ongoing upgrades, ensuring optimal system performances too. So with this, we aim to support initiatives like the one showcased today, like where advanced technology and reliable cloud management come together to drive real change on the ground. So we have seen the advantages of the entire solution in the cloud, where we are there to support you. And now I would like to hand over to Vibhusena. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Vedika. Thank you, Krishnendu and Bidushi. Thank you, team out there. I think we were able to drive the message across that how location analytics help your business take the right decisions, help it thrive and flourish. We are opening the floor for a Q&A session. While you come up with your questions, you can unmute your mic and you can ask the questions. We have a couple of questions which we have received in the chat window as well. So while you draft your questions, I'll take those upfront. So the first question which we received was about why the name ArcGIS. Very interesting question. Arc is a file format which is used traditionally for storing geometry information. So Arc is a geometry type, right? So, and GIS stands for Geographic Information System. So everything you see in a location parlance is driven by geography. So that is why the name ArcGIS, and we are very proud of this name, and we wear this brand on our chest very proudly. The next question was, the floating population is substantial in T1 cities. Are we incorporating that as well in the tool? Now this is a bit of a curveball. So the floating population, I believe, we are talking about, especially when we talk about tier one cities, this is the migrant population which keep on changing cities because of the job requirements. So what we have seen during our field surveys and the sample surveys which we carry out, while the floating population does change, but the macroeconomics or the overall uh, area topology, that does not change. So your Andheri remains Andheri and Wadala remains Wadala. The overall expenditure and segmentation patterns, they do not change. So yes, that expenditure and segmentation patterns are there, and every year with our new data releases, those are getting updated. Uh, but they would not specifically identify the floating population. But the data is fairly, we claim that the data is 90-95% confident on the outcomes which we are providing. So the other two questions which we had. Any more questions if we have in the chat window? Let me check that. And
There's one
yeah.
more question from Hardik, that is, drive time is mentioned for 12 minutes bar. Do we have an option for multiple layers, like 12 minutes coverage, 20 minutes coverage, and then 30 minutes coverage?
Yes. So yes, we can configure and we can identify the drive time coverages as we would like. So I think there was a follow-up question on something. Does it, the drive time is something as Google does? Yes, it does on the similar lines and similar patterns as Google does, Google Map does, and it is a lot more configurable, and it comes with historical data bundled in so that you can identify what is the usual drive time on a particular day and time of a week. Another question from Mayank Mohan is, what is the payment mechanism? It is retainer based. Are there different modules, or is it all one service? Thank you for the question, Mayank. Our teams will get in touch with you for that. There are multiple models, and we'll discuss those models in a separate session. I think this is not the. We don't have the right time, and we are about to close the session, but we'll reach out to you. Hardik has another question. Will it be based on Google data? Hardik, no, this will not be based on Google data. This is something which we have, compiled as part of ArcGIS initiatives. A lot of our partners have put their foot on ground in collecting these data, carrying out sample surveys, and this data is something which we package and provide as part of ArcGIS data capabilities. So I think we are 2 minutes past the webinar time. There are a couple more questions coming in. We will take those questions offline. You can expect a reply onto in your inbox, and please share your feedback. If any more questions are there, they can also be sent in using this QR code. Thank you for your patient hearing and participation. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much.